Friday the 13th, actually. So if you are superstitious, it's bad luck. My bad luck happened yesterday, and I will get into all the details, but first I wanted to start with something positive, and it's this breakfast, and it's kind of funny because I've been thinking about the hospital breakfast ever since I got discharged, and now I have it, which is pancakes, breakfast potatoes, a bagel, cereal. They forgot my bacon, but that's okay. I will probably get my bacon tomorrow. So I'm gonna eat breakfast and then I will tell y'all all of the excitement that has happened the past 2 days. Now that I've eaten, I am ready to tell y'all what happened. So if you watch yesterday's vlog, you'll see that it started out as a normal day. It was infusion day, and everything was going well until I started doing some training drills with Harlow. And she stopped listening to my commands and started nose booping me. I looked in the mirror and saw that I had red blotches starting on my face, which is one of the first signs that I'm going to have an allergic reaction. So immediately took 50 milligrams of oral Benadryl, and unfortunately it didn't help. Everything escalated until I had to use my EpiPen. And I texted Judd, he left the police academy, and I called 911 and they sent an ambulance. Well, let me tell you, that ambulance ride was horrendous. Now, I gave the paramedics, there was two of them, a man and a woman, I gave them a list of my medications and medical conditions. Autism is one of the first things on there. And I have a medical alert bracelet with the autism symbol on it. I didn't explicitly say I had it, but I was nervous, and when I become nervous, my autism makes me go nonverbal, and the big thing was that they wanted to put an IV in a location that I've never gotten an IV before, which was right in the side of my arm, like where the bone is. It was weird. And that made me go nonverbal, which is a symptom of my autism sometimes. I cannot speak, and I started body rocking, which is something I do to self-stimulate when I become overwhelmed with my autism. And those paramedics were so rude and condescending that they restrained me, which made it 10 times worse. I began screaming. They didn't, it was the worst experience ever. I have never been made out to feel like less of a person because of my autism, but those two did. Finally, they looked at my list, and the paramedic goes, "Oh, you're autistic? Well, he said something along the lines of, I know you're playing some of this, and some of it must be real." It was just very condescending. I felt belittled. I felt like less of a person because I was autistic. It was horrible. They actually restrained me and drugged me because they said I was being combative because I was body rocking. I was not hitting anyone. It was horrible. And Judd wasn't in the ambulance with us. He was driving behind us. So we had a car to go back home from the hospital, and he was livid. We're going to file a complaint. So anyways, I was feeling so disheartened from that experience that when the doctors at the ER stabilized me from that first anaphylactic episode, by the way, I stabbed myself with the epi. It was the first time I ever did that. When I was stabilized, I said I could go home. I didn't feel totally right going home from past experiences. My reactions reoccur, but I was so disheartened from that horrible experience in the ambulance with the paramedics that I just wanted to leave. So we did. A few hours later, I had an even more severe allergic reaction. Thank God. He totally blessed me by letting me find that extra EpiPen in my backpack, because without it, I would not be here. Because that reaction was bad. I lost consciousness. Judd stabbed me with it, took me back to the hospital, and they admitted me, and that's where I am now. Initially, I was admitted to the 4th floor, which is a medical/surgery floor. It doesn't have high levels of observation because I thought I'd be fine. Yeah, no, I had a very severe anaphylactic episode at 3 a.m. and for some reason the doctor I was assigned to, which aren't the doctors I had previously with my past hospital admission for this, didn't want to give me IV Benadryl. They said no, even though the nurse explained that as if a reaction starts and we get it into me very early, it can prevent it from turning to anaphylaxis. But that doctor said no, which was very odd. So the episode progressed into full-blown anaphylaxis. I don't know what was going on, but it took a while to get the epinephrine even. So I did epinephrine. They had a rapid response team there, so they could give me Benadryl, even though the doctor didn't want to, and then they also gave me a breathing treatment. So that was scary. My oxygen levels went down into the 70s, which is very low. It's supposed to be in the high 90s. So I was on oxygen too for most of the night. And yeah, with all of the epinephrine, I fell asleep at 2. They woke me up at 3 for vitals. I was kind of in and out of sleep, and then at 3:30 when I had that episode, that's all I slept. So maybe an hour and 15 minutes is what I slept due to the epinephrine. So even though if you're narcoleptic, epinephrine will keep you up. So that's where we are now. We're trying to get my doctors switched back to the doctors I had with my previous hospital admission here, because they already know about my anaphylaxis and my other conditions and what works for me, and that Benadryl applied early can prevent it from going into full-blown anaphylaxis. So that's what we're trying to do now. It's 9 a.m. now. I just had breakfast and waiting for one of my doctors to come in. I'm just going to ask if I can have my previous doctors, because it is Friday, January 13th, and I had a hospital admission from December 27th to January 4th. So literally, like, just over a week ago, I got out of the hospital for the same exact thing. And yes, it's frustrating. Like, school just started, and I'm back here, and we don't even know what's causing my anaphylaxis or what triggered it. I didn't eat anything unusual or do anything unusual, so frustrating. But I know I'm in the best place. I had to, because I had anaphylaxis at 3 a.m., I had to be moved from the med-surg unit back up to the progressive care unit, which is one step under the intensive care unit, because the PCU, where I am, has the ability to monitor me more and give me more observation and care. And all of the nurses here remembered me, and they were like, "What is this? No, you need to have Benadryl on standby and your epinephrine," and they were totally gonna take care of me. So I really like the nurses here. They remember me and all of my special needs, and yep, that's that. Something else that's interesting is yesterday was infusion day. I accessed myself, so when I came here, the first time I had to get an IV because paramedics can't use ports even when they're accessed for whatever reason, but the second time Judd drove me with the second anaphylaxis, and they just used my port, which has been so awesome because it's been accessed and we've just been using this. No peripheral IVs, yay. And Judd's actually at the police academy. I don't want him missing a full day of school for me because, you know, it's a state-run thing and he has to have so many hours in. And Harlow's actually at home. I can't have her here with just me. Like, the nurses offered to walk her and everything, but if I go into severe anaphylaxis and I have to be intubated, like last night I almost had to be intubated, which is where they put a tube down your throat to breathe for you, then there's no one to handle her, and she's still in training. You know, she'll be in training till she's around 2 to maybe even 2.5 years old, so, and she's 18 months right now, so even though she behaves impeccably well here, if there's an emergency with lots of things going on, Judd's not here to handle her, and I obviously can't if I'm having anaphylaxis. So she's at home. Judd is going to bring her with him, obviously, when he comes to see me after the academy, so that will be good. So now that y'all are updated on what the current plan is, I'm going to ask a nurse to come bring me some shower wipes so I can wipe myself down and put on some other PJs, but daytime PJs, I guess. These are my nighttime PJs. So I'm in my daytime PJs now. I had my shower wipe bath and I'm feeling refreshed. It's 12:15 and I just spent about 3 hours on the phone with the healthcare marketplace and my insurance company trying to get my insurance reinstated because it was wrongfully canceled the first week of this year when I was in the hospital for the first time. And it was supposed to be fixed today and reinstated back to January 1st start date, but they said there wasn't enough information in the paperwork. So now they have to restart the process and include my anaphylaxis, EpiPens, why it's urgent, this is reinstated for 1/1, and also how it was wrongfully canceled and all that. So now it could be another 5 days until it's fixed, so I might not get to see my doctor on Tuesday if I'm even out of the hospital by then. And the hospital visits and everything will be covered by insurance once it's reinstated and retroacted back to 1/1. It's just really frustrating. I can't get my medications, and I'm starting to run out of, I'm out of EpiPens now, but now I'm also starting to run out of my other daily medications for my other chronic conditions, and I can't see my doctors until my insurance plan is reinstated, and it's just really stressful and not something I want to be dealing with right now, especially stuck in the hospital. Really frustrating, but I just gotta keep on top of it as best I can and keep my faith. In happier news, I am now hooked up to my telemetry kit, which is this box that records my heart rate because the epinephrine really messes with my heart that already has issues from my postural orthostatic tachycardia issue. So they monitor it 24/7 over the nurse's station there, and I got the only private room in the entire progressive care unit. It's pretty cool. When Harlow comes to visit later today, she's gonna love all the space she has because I love it. Really nice. Oh, so I just took a little nap after only sleeping 1 hour last night. And I'm still very sleepy, but I'm getting a small rash. I don't know if you can see it on my wrist there. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the call nurse button. The problem is my doctor still hasn't put any Benadryl on standby. I haven't seen a doctor here yet, and I haven't been able to request my doctors from my previous admission. My nurses are working really hard to get me IV Benadryl on standby, which is what I take at the beginning of reaction to stop it from going to anaphylaxis, but see how it goes. I don't have a cough, I don't have a rash on the other wrist, so hopefully it's nothing serious. Okay, so they gave me some oral Benadryl, but just as she was in here giving that to me, the doctor called to talk about the IV Benadryl, so the nurse ran out to talk to him about that. Hopefully he prescribes that, because I'm starting to get the rash on both arms now. Coughing, and the rash is on my stomach too, so it's definitely progressing into a more severe reaction. Well, my doctor came in just as I was finishing up the Benadryl and a breathing treatment for that reaction. They got the IV Benadryl approved and it was all good. Reaction has passed. Still a little bit tight in my chest and throat, and the rash is dissipating, so all good there. The doctor is partners with my past admission doctor. I like him. He seemed down to earth and dedicated to helping me through my reactions to get me out of here. And so I'm gonna obviously keep him as the doctor's just partner and make their rounds together when they're able to. And Judge should be here soon, so that is my excitement for today. I am tired now from the reaction itself and the Benadryl, so I'm gonna take a little nap again.
So here we go again. Fun stuff at the hospital. Jackson, another progressive care unit, us at the hospital, but still hanging in there. Har and I just got here. Just finished my day at the academy and came over. Jack's taking a Benadryl nap. Likes to keep our life interesting in and out of the hospital, but she's always strong, as always, and love her very much. Hopefully she can get better soon, very soon.
I was taking a nap and woke up and Judd's here. Yay!
Yeah, hello.
And hello! Well, I am relaxing. Judd's taking a nap. Super happy he's here, and Harlow is also taking a nap. Although she shouldn't be tired, she got to relax at home all day. I attempted to do some homework, but Judd pointed out the fact that I probably couldn't even concentrate is because I'm running on such little amount of sleep. So I am just gonna relax and maybe take another nap along with these two. Okay, so dinner just came, and with each meal today, they've forgotten something. Breakfast, they forgot bacon. Lunch, they forgot potato salad, which wasn't a big deal, but they kind of forgot something important this
Today
time.
they've gone too far.
Too far. Where's our chicken tenders? I gotta call down and ask them for it. We are still waiting on my chicken tenders. They are nowhere to be seen. Want my food. Harlow is at peace here, very comfortable. This progressive care unit is kind of like my home away from home now. I was only out of the hospital for 8 days before I landed back in here with another admission. Harlow, what's this? Oh my gosh, what is it? Is it part of you? You don't know. Get it. Get it. You're so funny. You're a funny dog. Yay, the chicken tenders made it. Took long enough. Well, that's it for today. I'm just gonna pray for no more allergic reactions. Gonna enjoy dinner. I had dessert first. Hippo's laying on the ground over there. And yeah, I am staying the night again because of that severe anaphylactic episode I had this morning around 3:30 a.m. I had another reaction around 3 p.m., but we stopped it with IV Benadryl. I've got a good doctor on my case now who was partners with the doctor I had my previous admission, so we're all set with the protocol that I used last time, and hopefully we'll be able to get the reactions to stop. And I won't have any more after 24 hours of allergy-free symptoms. Then I get to go home. So that's it. Thank you for joining me on my adventure today, and I will see y'all tomorrow.